There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to close that gap. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more zeroing in on the one you'll actually end up calling home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Don't miss Scarpetta, a propulsive new crime thriller starring Academy Award winner Nicole Kidman, Academy Award winner Jamie Lee Curtis, Emmy winner Bobby Cannavale, with Emmy nominee Simon Baker, and Academy Award winner Ariana DeBose. Based on the best-selling novels by Patricia Cornwell, Scarpetta is both a crime thriller and messy family drama that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Get ready to hunt a serial killer in this satisfying series with an ending you won't see coming. Watch all episodes of Scarpetta on March 11th, only on Prime Video.
For exclusive podcasts and more, sign up at patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia.
This week's Law & Order Marathon winner is Jennifer Ritchie from Victoria, British Columbia. Jennifer will get a marathon decal showing she watched 26.2 hours of her favorite crime show. To be next week's winner, sign up at lawandorderpodcast.com.
I'm Kevin Flynn with Rebecca Lavoie and Thaddeus Danquah, and these are their stories.
You think you know who did it, but you don't know who did it. Law and order, law and order, law and order. It's no ordinary police procedural, baby. It's the FNOG of police procedurals, baby. Law and order, law and order, law and order, law and order. These are their stories, these are their stories.
Welcome to These Are Their Stories, the podcast about network TV's most enduring crime franchise and the real-life cases that inspired their shows. I'm Kevin Flynn. Each podcast will break down an episode from either Criminal Intent, SVU, or Original Recipe. And today we're looking at The Mothership, Season 10, Episode 12, Mother's Milk.
See here? Fraying at the ends of the bone. That's a textbook indication of a severe vitamin deficiency. How long does that take? Not overnight. This baby starved to death, probably over several weeks.
Joining me to do just that is true crime author and the host of Crime Writers On and Netflix's You Can't Make This Up podcasts, Rebecca Lavoie. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello, Kevin.
What are you doing, my deep voice now?
I'm just doing my Angie Harmon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect for this episode. Rounding out our panel is our special guest from the Happy Media podcast. It's Thaddeus Danquah. Hi, Thaddeus.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Rebecca. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming on. I know that on your podcast that you ask guests about like what movies and TV shows they love, which bring them joy. And what does it say about someone who gets joy from offenses that are considered especially heinous?
It says that they love to investigate and they love a mystery of the week.
My God, that's the kindest thing anybody probably could have said.
That's right. Not that they're sickos who should be
sickos that they need to call their therapist.
Investigated.
Listen, I used to watch the reruns on USA, so I'm true to one of those, but I'm also like, I don't think I need to be evaluated. I think I'm good.
Yeah. No, this is the show. It's like HGTV. It brings everyone together. We've all seen it a million times. We're all into it. We all stop when it's on. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Some people have House Hunters. Some people have Law and Order.
Exactly.
And I love that, like, pretty much you can just jump into any episode, right? Mm-hmm. Because you don't have to worry about what came before or after. It's just, they're all contained.
Not for nothing, but the wives are way worse on House Hunters than they are on any Law and Order franchise. They edit those shows so the wives are the worst on those shows.
You're like, she's very kind and chipper. You're like, no.
She's horrible.
Hey, Thaddeus, of all the franchises, which two cops are your favorite Law and Order detective team?
Favorite Law and Order detective team.
Ooh, so I knew you were going to ask me this, and I'm equally split between Liv and Stabler, but I'm also, and Finn and Munch, because I think Finn and Munch are two sides of the same coin, but, you know, Benson and Stabler, they have that chemistry. They are that duo.
Yeah, great pick. I don't know, it's two sides of the same coin. That's a weird coin, though, right? Wouldn't you say?
One coin has hair that's constantly changing one side, exactly. And the other side has a very angry man.
Yes.
That's it. Angry man, constantly changing hair. That's the heads and the tails.
Yes, you see?
I think it's fair to say Maloney would be tails, though, because, man, that guy does have a tail. He sure does.
Oh, the badunkadunk? My God. Stop sexualizing him, Rebecca.
Oh, should I stop sexualizing him, Kevin?
Please do that. Start sexualizing me me inside.
Someone's got to do it.
That's right. Hey, Thaddeus, tell us, who's your favorite prosecutorial team?
Favorite Law and Order District Attorney Prosecutorial Team.
Ooh, damn. Cabot and Novak, I know they're not a team, but hear me out. Cabot is the straight-laced one, the more we're going to be getting to business, buttoned up. But Novak is a little bit more of a wild card by comparison. So, again, two sides of the same coin. But I think that if Cabot is the buttoned-up one, Novak is the turtleneck of the group, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Turtleneck of the group.
100%. 100%. And she is heads because her hair is constantly changing as well.
You know, also red. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long.
Sometimes it's blonde. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's a little brown.
Sometimes it's that weird color in between.
Carrot.
All right, now let's take a look at the first half of this episode. Law & Order, Season 10, Episode 12, Mother's Milk. Well, check out this great apartment for rent. It comes with 2 bedrooms, a flexible lease, and a free bloodstained crib left by the previous tenants who suddenly moved out 6 weeks ago.
When did you first notice they were gone?
When I first noticed, I hadn't heard them screaming at each other in a couple of days.
And when was that?
The landlord calls me last week, right? Says they missed 2 rent payments. So I knock on the door, nothing. I phone, it's disconnected.
And when did you last see them?
Well, how I don't know. But him, he came out the front door a month ago. He had a suitcase so big you could put a desk in it.
Or a body.
Detectives Briscoe and Green are looking for young parents Jimmy and Amy Beltran and their infant son Kyle. They find Jimmy upstate living with his parents, and his wife and son nowhere to be found. He tells Lenny and Ed that they split up and Amy took off with the baby, but the detectives are now convinced he's killed him because he goes to church a lot. Amy last worked at a video store where most of her job was bumming cigarettes from Mitch, a dude with lots of piercings and a bad attitude. He says that Jimmy and Amy's marriage was difficult and a crying baby didn't help. He says she felt trapped into motherhood at 18. Briscoe and Green later surprise Mitch at home and find Amy hiding in the bedroom with no baby in sight. Van Buren gets a warrant for Jimmy's parents' house, and the investigators find a fresh grave in the backyard. Dr. Rogers tells ADA Abbie Carmichael that baby Kyle died of starvation. Amy says she cut her hand on the crib and the blood was hers, but says no more before lawyering up. And a polygraph shows that Jimmy is telling the truth about not killing Kyle. Abbie talks with the hospital lactation specialist who says Amy had trouble breastfeeding, but could have had better luck if she just tried harder. Prosecutor Jack McCoy tells DA Adam Schiff that if he tries both parents for murder, they'll just point the finger at one another, so they have to pick one. Carmichael argues they should give a deal to the father and put the mother on trial. McCoy agrees, but understanding the optics of the situation, he tells Abbie that she's going to try the case on her own. And that is the first half. Pretty jam-packed.
Yeah.
All right, so the superintendent wants to know, what does he got to do to get you into this apartment today?
Oh, my, that guy.
It's the bath. That's the bedroom next to it. Sign it or lose it. Big call for places this sweet.
Kevin?
That I can fix.
What happened here? Looks like blood.
He looked like if Mark Maron and Robert De Niro had a baby. Yes or no?
He did. Yes. He did. Also, the guy who was touring the apartment with his wife, when he said, "Oh my God," it was such a soap opera reaction. But I was like, wow, that's a good like a good bass in his voice. So I was like, hey, dramatic.
Yep.
Well, it's like this place is like, needs paint? I can do that. Broken mirror? I can fix that. Bloody baby crib? I can completely ignore that if you want me to.
It's like selling it. This place has everything.
Yeah.
A bloody baby crib, broken cabinets,
and formula,
shitty air conditioning.
Unopened formula.
It's
yours for the taking.
I think it's typical to clean out apartments before they put them up for rent again. These people must have had a low budget is all I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Some people do. But for reals, they could have cleaned that place up.
At least a little Swiffer or something.
Yeah.
That is, you know why none of the neighbors reported the family with the crying baby skip town? Because none of them wanted to come back.
That was a good one.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my God.
So the only people more eager to find the Beltrans than Briscoe and Green are the folks at the hospital because they owe a lot of money and they will track those fuckers down.
That was not a lot of money. They owed like, what, $1,000, $2,000? It was not a lot of money. They owed a little bit of money. I don't know what year this show came out.
2000.
But like you have a baby now, it's like $35,000, $50,000.
Yeah.
I thought
if you have to
was
pay out of pocket, yeah.
It was a discount hospital. I appreciated it.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they didn't have enough money because remember, she's 18 working at the video shop. He's freelancing, doing construction a little bit, and then he got laid off. So it's like that $1,000 is probably like $35 to them at that time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and all their loose money they had, so we're going to invest in this video store because this is the wave of the future. But I got to say, though, you might owe that hospital thousands of dollars, but you can still get in for free to talk to their Nazi lactation specialist.
That bitch.
All right, put a pin in that, Lavoy. Put a
That
pin.
bitch.
So they find Jimmy working as a delivery guy, and he tries to flee on foot, but I mean, we're not even going to consider how Briscoe is fast enough to run around, cut him off, get in front of him. We'll just let that go for now. But once he does, he pulls the gun, and he's got a great line. He says,
"You got sneakers? I got a gun. Figure the odds."
Yes, but these sneakers are the new Nike Air Use of Force sneakers.
Oh, God,
Kevin, I'm glad you brought up that line because I wrote it down the first time I heard it because I was like, this is such a detective-ass line. Like, yeah, you've got sneakers. I got a gun. I was like, you couldn't have said there's two of us, one of you. Like,
It's like, that one's old. I got a new one.
You gotta give him credit, though, for saying in advance before just killing the guy, as they sometimes do.
But he doesn't really know about those sneakers. Those could be the New Balance fence climbers with the pointy toe.
They could be.
Right?
Could have been, the special shoe.
Yeah, for real. Nike has a line of leather shoes called the Nike Kill Shot.
Really?
What the actual fuck? What? That's the selling point? The shoes to die in?
Well, it could be if you're hunting, right? You got to sneak around the deer and the trees.
As one does with their new Nikes. Yeah.
Yeah. And also in real life, Adidas has the Adidas Predator, the favorite of Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yeah. 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 The Predators.
The Predators.
Yeah.
Well, they don't get far questioning Jimmy, but they learn that he's going to church a lot.
Have you spoken to him personally?
No, he seemed upset, often stood near the confessional. I hoped he'd come in, but you can make someone confess.
You want to bet?
And Lenny says, want to bet? Man, there are some confessions that are confessions within confessions, right?
Yes, yes. Do you want to bet that I like violating the Constitution? Yes, I do.
There's a lot of hints. It's sort of like that fun kind of police misconduct we loved 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Did we?
Did we?
love it?
Oh, America thought it was cute.
Did we?
Sure.
It was the time,
It was a time.
Briscoe's charming, though. He says it with charm. He violates the Constitution with a lot of sass.
Yeah.
The same way Stabler does. It's with the accent.
Yeah, it's the exigent circumstances that we're just going to push our way right in.
Yes.
But I think maybe the priest should start getting confessions the way Briscoe does, right? It's like, I'm going to leave you alone with this monk, and when I come back, you're going to tell me all about those impure thoughts.
Or you can get them the way that, like McCoy does, where he gets the guy together with everybody else who's in the church, puts them in a conference room, and just starts talking shit until somebody talks.
The conference room of truth, man. It happens there.
Just like Catholic school.
Yeah.
So Green makes this, very legally sound conclusion that because Jimmy has been lighting 2 candles, that he feels guilty about murdering 2 people.
Evidence.
Yeah, circumstantial, but evidence nonetheless.
Yeah, we know that Kyle's dead, but who else did this slacker kill?
Right, because they know she's alive at this point, right? No, they don't.
They don't know that she's alive.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
But 2 candles? I mean, like, who else did he kill? He's like so Gen X. It's like, it's not happening, man.
Yeah. Well, we did hear she had a mouth, so he had a reason.
She had a mouth.
My son didn't hurt nobody. Your son has a temper.
Amy had a mouth.
That's great.
Thank you for bringing that up because Jimmy's mom, who leads them to everything, she always keeps a cigarette in her hand, and it's the most specific character trait. Like that lady is she reminded me of Allison Janney and I, Tanya. Like everything she did, she has a cigarette in her hand and she's emphasizing everything. Like Jimmy's not here. Like it's so funny, but again, it's true to who he is and why he felt as guilty as he did.
Thaddeus, didn't you feel like you could smell what their house smelled like when you were watching those scenes? They had the low, drop ceilings that were all like that foam, and then she's smoking constantly, and everything is sort of brown.
Yeah.
And you just know when you walk in there, it smells like you licked an ashtray.
And dead baby.
Yes. Oh, that too.
I'm just
fake dead baby, Kevin.
Yeah, Newport's dead baby and some stale food from last week.
We have a couple of Hey, It's That guys.
Hey, it's that guy.
Who is that making his television debut playing Jimmy Beltran?
I don't know.
That's Michael Williams. He's best known for playing Michael Williams in the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, is that nice?
Yes.
It's Michael from Blair Witch?
Yes.
We just weren't ready for a baby, for how difficult it is. Kyle was always crying. Amy wasn't getting any sleep. She didn't have anyone to talk to.
Thaddeus, you must have seen Blair Witch, right?
I have, and I thought it was real, like many people.
Yes, right? Yeah, he's the one who at the end was left in the corner.
We know.
Right? Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
Right. This was for those who haven't seen it, the low-budget found footage horror film. 3 students go to the woods.
As hell.
3 film students go in the woods to investigate a local legend. Scary shit happens. If this were set in 2026, their film project would definitely have been a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yes. On video, though, or audio?
No, I don't know. Probably on both. But it's brought to you by iHeart.
Yes. With 10,000 commercials.
10,000, and a really cool theme song.
For for-profit colleges everywhere in this show.
And gambling. Don't forget the gambling.
Okay, the gambling. Yep.
That's right.
For sure. Sportsbook. Michael says that the directors each night would watch their footage of the 3 of them that they improvised. Then the next morning, they would leave character notes for them to play out the next day. And so these 3 actors were not in the union, and they were paid a total of $1,000 to appear in a $35,000 independent film that eventually earned $248 million.
Do you know, those actors are pissed.
They are pissed.
Because they were also mistreated horribly on the set. They were starving.
Yes.
They were angry. They actually, the experience the kids had in the film, they didn't need to act. Apparently it was real bad. Making noises in the woods in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's all freaky.
Oh my God, when they find the bag of teeth. I'll never forget that. It's the fucking worst.
Oh my God. I would have they should have written the contract and asked for points on the back end. But lessons.
Well, I mean, they did take care of them. When the movie hit $100 million, each of them received a fruit basket.
Oh, God.
Oh.
And not a nickel more.
Heather's so angry.
Heather is
She's so angry.
Well, last summer, they all went public and asked Lionsgate to compensate them in the way unionized actors would have been paid. And the studio agreed. Michael posted on Instagram that they were very happy with the deal, and he might be doing more horror movies in the future.
Oh,
okay.
Maybe differently filmed?
Yeah, maybe differently
filmed. Not with the
filmed.
same production model. We're going to throw you in the middle of the woods, throw some bags of teeth around, make noises, starve you.
Thaddeus, you watch it, you're like, why are these 3 white teenagers not running the fuck out of the woods? Why are they we'll just soldier on.
We have to look, the noise is coming from over there. Let's go towards it.
Let's go towards it. Yes. I'm going to take my flashlight and just run blindly through the dark woods.
We all know that that moss grows on the north side of trees, right?
Mm-hmm. Do we?
Just walk in one fucking direction, kids. Pick a direction and walk in it.
But the Blair Witch, Rebecca.
Oh, God.
The Blair Witch can come from everywhere.
By the way, Thaddeus, did you get the fruit basket we sent?
Oh, it's on the way. They said it's coming tomorrow. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, it's right. Once we hit 100 million, you're going to get that. Okay, can you tell me who's playing Jimmy's father, Mr. Beltran?
She called looking for Jim. He was out. I told her we wanted to see her grandson. She said, don't worry about it. He's fine.
That's Guy Boyd. For Law & Order Universe appearances, he made his film debut in 1977's Between the Lines.
Is it about cocaine?
No.
Is it about the road?
No. And it's not about an illiterate toy maker who gets his invention stolen and gets it back with the help of the Harlem Globetrotters.
What is it about?
It's about an alternative Boston newspaper, like the Boston Phoenix or something like that.
Between those lines.
Right. Are you ready for this up-and-coming cast from the mid-1970s?
Sure.
This is who was in this.
From Between the Lines?
From Between the Lines.
Okay.
It featured Oscar nominees Jeff Goldblum, Michael J. Pollard, and Lindsay Krause, Emmy winners Jill Eikenberry and Joe Morton, as well as John Hurd, Bruno Kirby, Stephen Collins, and Mary Lou Henner.
Oh.
And no one remembers this movie.
Only one of those is a convicted child predator.
Well.
Convicted?
Well, only one of those is a suspected child predator. Stephen Collins.
Yeah, okay.
Was he the dad on Seven Heaven?
Yes, he was a dad. Yes. And he's got a problem with children and film.
That is his face right now.
No. On a very special episode.
And a very special, Jessica Biel closes her door.
Yeah. Change out of that tank top.
We're the worst.
Guy Boyd is the father of John Boyd, John Boyd, who appeared alongside Jeremy Sisto and Elena De La Garza as Agent Stuart Scola on FBI.
Okay.
But who will ever forget his role in the CBS School Break Special?
No!
Which, Thaddeus, you got to admit, is just the Kmart version of the ABC After School Special.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
The CBS School Break Special, My Past is My Own.
Oh.
What's the plot?
In which Whoopi Goldberg helps two privileged black teenagers go back in time to the 60s to teach them about the struggles of the civil rights movement.
No!
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
What year was this?
I think it was 1996
And they
or
were
92, something like that. It was right after Ghost.
and they were privileged black in the night. Huh.
Yes. They've forgotten what has happened and
Yes.
the people who
The
paid.
struggles.
Right. And so they're sent back in time through hypnosis or some crazy shit.
No.
No?
Let them
Oh.
be privileged, for fuck's sakes.
Like, wait, but Rosa Parks is right there. Coretta Scott King is right there. Like
Yeah.
John Luke, like all the people are right there. Like literally, they're in around. Like what?
There are the hoses and the dogs, like that kind of shit.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's go talk to Whoopi Goldberg instead.
Can we not just let two black privileged teenagers stay privileged, please? Please.
Yeah, like make them aware, but like don't ruin the bubble. Like the bubble is progress, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't wake them up, right?
Jesus fucking Christ.
But okay, but Gary Boyd was in this. I'll just say that as the white guy at the lunch counter sit-in, Gary is not the hero of this story.
No, he's not. Way to be an ally, Gary.
Yeah.
Go Gary.
Yeah. Well, there's a Hey, It's That Girl.
Hey, it's that girl.
Who is that playing trial judge Rebecca Steinman?
I don't know who the judge is.
I've seen her before.
I'm sorry, Miss Tyrell, but whether or not your client's conduct was an accident is a matter for trial. Your motion to dismiss is denied. We pick a jury tomorrow.
Yeah, that's Susan Blumart, 10 Law & Order appearances. She played Mr. Kaplan, Reddington's fixer on The Blacklist.
Never saw it.
Yes, that is her. Okay.
To me, though, she will always be the substitute teacher in the Devil Worship episode of The X-Files.
Oh.
Do you remember that one? I talk about scary stuff. The twist was that actually she was a substitute teacher, but she was the devil that they summoned. It was super scary. Collider calls it the scariest episode of the whole X-Files series.
How can that be?
Just saying.
Scarier than the people under the bed?
Home, I think was the name of that episode.
God.
Yeah, scarier than
the
that.
Peacocks?
Yeah.
Oh.
The peacock.
I'll never forget
Exactly.
that as long as I live.
She's a tall lady, so to them, tall lady, scary.
Yeah. Thaddeus, has anyone come on to say that the X-Files is their joy?
They have not yet, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to.
I don't know if I could.
That's him. Don't ask him about the baseball episode. He will start crying.
Oh, yes. Starring who else?
Ed Green.
Ed Green. No,
Jesse L. Martin.
Jesse L. Martin was in that
AKA
one.
Ed Green.
That episode was called The Unnatural.
Mm.
Damn it, I know a lot about the X-Files.
You sure do. You love it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I trust no one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the name of the actress playing defense attorney Carla Tyler?
Literally the only one I know.
Amy Beltran failed her child. She doesn't need this court to tell her that. Only a woman can know the social pressure to breastfeed today. And only a woman can suffer the stigma of that failure.
Yeah, that's sexy Donna Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sexy Donna Murphy.
She's so sexy, that her
She is.
woman.
Two-time Tony winner and winner of the Daytime Emmy Award, which, Thaddeus, you can agree is the R.C. Cola of Emmy Awards.
Boo.
Yeah.
It's a Daytime Emmy. Come on now.
Boo. Yeah, I'm a daytime TV
You know,
fan.
it's an Emmy. You know, you earned it.
It's the same shape. She played Jean-Luc Picard's love interest in Star Trek Insurrection.
She sure did.
Mm-hmm.
And she is currently playing Dr. Landon on NBC's Brilliant Minds and Mrs. Astor on the internet's favorite hate watch, HBO's The Gilded Age.
Oh.
Don't do the Gilded Age like that. It's actually good.
You like it? Okay.
I will say this. It reminds me of Downton Abbey, but yes, it's very American, but once it finds its footing, it actually is good. I can't even lie.
Okay.
Yeah. Downton Abbey's just a soap opera, and so is The Gilded Age, from what I understand. Yeah. Yeah.
Donna Murphy's got a great voice, obviously, as a Broadway actress. Her voice acting debut was in Disney's Tangled.
Oh.
As the villain keeping Rapunzel in the tower.
Yes, she's Mother Gothel.
Yes, you got it. Exactly. And because Disney can't leave well enough alone, they're planning a live-action version of Tangled, but Catherine Hahn is negotiating for Donna's part.
Oh.
I heard that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Catherine Hahn's fun.
She's great.
I like
I love
Catherine
her.
Hahn, but
I
yeah.
love her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I bet she and Donna Murphy are friends. They seem like
Not anymore.
They seem like they'd hang out.
They would hang out.
Would have hung out.
Can you tell me who's playing Mrs. Watkins, the woman in the church?
I've seen him here a lot.
You talked to him?
No, he was quiet. He shined his light to God.
He lit candles.
I've seen her. I feel like she's in Coming to America.
I'm not certain, but I can tell you that her name is Yvonne Warden. You will never forget her role in the ABC After School special.
No!
Summer Stories, The Mall, Part 1.
What is that about, Kevin?
I'll just point out, first of all, Esapatha Murkison gets to play a mom getting remarried in Part 2 of this 3-part trilogy on the ABC After School special.
A trilogy?
Involving The Mall, yes. But
it's
in
the Thornbirds of After School specials.
Yeah. In Part 1, Yvonne plays the grandmother in a story about graduating seniors working at the mall, in which one of them is struggling with whether or not to make contact with her birth mother, which is just the kind of heavy shit I want to hear about when I'm buying an Orange Julius. Just move it along, kids.
Tell me about your adoption stories. I eat my Annie's pretzel, please.
Exactly.
With the cheese dip.
Lastly, did you recognize the actor playing the video store clerk?
No.
No, I did not.
Okay, that's Peter Smith.
Her husband didn't want her to work once the baby was born, but I think she liked it here.
What makes you say that?
She had a friend. He used all her breaks to chat up this kid from Gailey's coffee house next door, cop a cigarette.
A cigarette? Wasn't she pregnant?
Yeah, told me she was trying to quit.
Who will ever forget his role in the ABC After School special, Stood Up?
Okay.
In which a girl gets stood up for the prom, so she sues her date.
Yes!
Ooh.
By the way, Thaddeus, I was stood up so many times in high school, I'm currently in the middle of a class action lawsuit. Okay, so we're supposed to know that Mitch is a little sketchy because, among other things, he's got all these piercings all over his face.
I don't know where she is. Why don't you ask her husband?
They split up.
Well, no surprise there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'd yell at her for being immature, said she couldn't handle herself, let alone a baby.
You two sound pretty close.
And that while talking to these two cops, he takes his last cigarette out of the pack and crumples up the package and throws it on the ground, to which Green picks it up and shoves it in Mitch's breast pocket. And I got to say, for a pair of cops who just confessed to beating confessions out of people, I do not know why they busy themselves with littering.
Yeah. Mitch is the best character in this whole episode.
Truly.
Aside from his tough exterior, he does have a lot of creative piercings. He's kind. He listens to this horrible... So this woman, by the way, I'm not saying she's horrible because of what she did or didn't do. She's the worst actor maybe I've ever seen in a long time.
She's a mess.
She's a mess. He listens to her. He offers her a place to stay. He tells her she doesn't need to do anything in return. It's like so rare to see a character this chivalrous and wonderful. And the nurturing, wouldn't you say that he's nurturing guy?
I think so. And in this episode, as we're airing this episode probably around Women's History Month, he is an ally to women because, listen, he said, your baby is crying. He knew to do something. He didn't do it. That's where he fucked up. But he gave her a place to stay. He knew that was listening to her complain about Jimmy. He gave her a space, a listening ear. And that's what you need in an ally. And so he did that despite the creative piercings, which are very of the time. You should look at listener. But other than that, he was a good friend. And honestly, the better actor of the two of them.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I will say the only semi-constitutional thing that Briscoe and Green do is they at least wait until Mitch throws out his trash before searching it, and they find two very interesting pieces of evidence. One, Mitch has thrown away all his porn mags, which a guy in 2000 would never do.
Why not?
Because
tell me everything.
It's not the New Yorker. You are going to read it again.
At least we know he has a hobby. And a place to enjoy it.
Hey, look at this. Tampons.
Pretty big for Q-tips.
They find that this bachelor has thrown away a breakfast cereal-sized box of tampons. So how long has Amy actually been there? To go through a giant box of tampons.
Well, maybe he had a dispenser for them. Maybe he put them in a lovely basket underneath his, credenza.
Or maybe she brought them from home.
They go back to Jimmy's parents' house with the warrant, and they find a recently dug hole. And that's where they find Kyle's body, and they bring it back to Rogers, who so fucking hates her job.
Yeah.
She immediately jumps to, this baby was buried alive. And the baby is covered in a sheet, but you can see that it's a plastic doll. Pretty clearly. It's probably because in 2000, Mattel did not make a doll in which all the baby fat was wasted away. So you can see, because he's still a little chubby.
Yeah. But it's a skinny doll. It's on the Ozempic.
It's on the
Ozempic. This is the trial doll for the Ozempic.
Mattel did not make that wasted away doll then, but it does make it today. It's Glinda from Wicked.
Oh, shit, no. Kevin.
What? I'm just saying it's Glinda.
Kevin. Way to body
Don't
shame.
do that lady like that.
No.
Niel Silent, something like that. I won't do it like that. Okay. So Rogers tells Carmichael that the blood found on Kyle is not his, and it wasn't smeared, so he was bled on after he died. Now, Amy won't confess to finding the child dead, but explains that the blood came from her cutting her hand on the crib.
Forensics matched it to the blood found in the bathroom at your apartment.
It was my blood. I cut myself on the crib.
And if a crib has an edge that sharp, the Consumer Product Safety Commission would parachute into every nursery in the country.
I have a theory.
What's that?
Amy was fucking lying.
Oh, okay.
It could be that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, did you remember seeing how much blood was in the beginning?
Yes. It was a trail of blood.
It was a trail of blood everywhere. She says it was from a cut on her hands. If that's what that was, I understand now why they needed so many tampons.
Pay around the corner and around the globe. Apple Pay is accepted at millions of places worldwide, wherever you see the contactless symbol in stores or the Apple Pay button online and in apps. Whether you're checking out on iPhone or Apple Watch, just double-click, pay, and be on your way. Add your debit or credit card to wallet, and you're good to go. Pay the Apple way. Terms apply.
Don't miss Scarpetta, a propulsive new crime thriller starring Academy Award winner Nicole Kidman, Academy Award winner Jamie Lee Curtis, Emmy winner Bobby Cannavale, with Emmy nominees Simon Baker and Academy Award winner Ariana DeBose. Based on the best-selling novels by Patricia Cornwell, Scarpetta is both a crime thriller and messy family drama that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Get ready to hunt a serial killer in this satisfying series with an ending you won't see coming. Watch all episodes of Scarpetta on March 11th, only on Prime Video.
Did you know 39% of teen drivers admit to texting while driving? Even scarier, those who text are more likely to speed and run red lights. Shockingly, 94% know it's dangerous but do it anyway. As a parent, you can't always be in the car, but you can stay connected to their safety with Greenlight Infinity's driving reports. Monitor their driving habits, see if they're using their phone, speeding, and more. These reports provide real data for meaningful conversations about safety. Plus, with weekly updates, you can track their progress over time. Help keep your teens safe. Sign up for Greenlight Infinity at greenlight.com/podcast.
All right, now let's take a look at the second half of this episode.
Gird yourself.
Defense attorney Carla Tyrell wants the judge to dismiss the charges because, reasons.
They're charging a woman who was breastfeeding her child with starving it to death? Judge, this is ridiculous. Haven't these people ever heard of the word intent?
There was nothing unintentional about this baby's death.
She was a loving mother who had trouble nursing her child.
Your client neglected advice. She ignored all the warning signs. Given her conduct, this baby's death was a certainty.
And this comes from who? Dad?
At voir dire, Tyrell shows prospective jurors Kyle's autopsy photos, which pretty much makes every one of them say they already think Amy is guilty. So unable to seat a panel, they make it a bench trial with Judge Rebecca Steinman to decide Amy's fate. Testifying for the prosecution, Jimmy said that he came home from work to find Amy on the couch and Kyle dead in his crib. He slapped her, and she broke a mirror, which accounted for the blood. But on cross, Tyrell accuses Jimmy of not helping with the baby, and he too could have fed Kyle with the unopened formula in the house. The hospital lactation specialist testifies that Amy's milk production was fine, but she just didn't want to put in the effort. Gen X, am I right?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
That bitch.
But the defense paints her as a zealot who discouraged bottle feeding at all costs. Carmichael feels like she's losing the case when McCoy says that he'll offer a plea to Amy, which she promptly rejects. On the stand, Amy says that the specialist made baby formula sound dangerous and signed a contract to only breastfeed. She thought Kyle was getting better when he was actually dying. But Abby comes in hard as a mother, accusing her of wanting her baby to die so she can go back to her old life. In summation, Tyrell says that Amy was confused and intimidated and Kyle's death was not a criminal act. Carmichael says somebody needs to take responsibility for the baby's welfare, and that falls on the primary caregiver. The judge agrees and finds her guilty of manslaughter. Okay, Schiff, McCoy, and Carmichael realize that the only way to get a conviction against the parents is to make a deal with one of them. But whom? So ultra-conservative Abbie Carmichael pushes for charging Amy. Jack might be the zealot, but he is no idiot. And he says, I'm going to take my Claire Kincaid pleasing parts over here and just let the lady prosecutor take care of this one.
Yes, I don't want to touch this one with a 10-foot pole.
No.
Yeah.
You know what's wild? They heard a witness, one of his relatives, say he was violent, and they still prosecuted her.
And they still prosecuted her,
Right?
Insane. And something that I noticed, I'll go back to this really quick and then this ties back in a little bit, because this feels like two different shows, because the first half is the law, the second half is the order with the lawyers, right? And so it feels like you're getting the one-to-one investigation search for the kid and the woman, but then you see the prosecution happen after. And the way that they gave the reason for pursuing the charges against Amy, it felt like Abby wanted to make a statement. She knew what the optics would look like if she took it on versus if any of the guys took it on.
Mm-hmm.
She knew, like, okay, women have fought to have autonomy over their bodies, so this should be a consequence.
Which means what? The father bears no responsibility for the child?
I'm not saying that. But women have fought to control their reproductive rights. And with those rights comes a greater responsibility. Politically correct or not, the mother was this child's primary caregiver.
She's sort of making like a case for like, well, women, you guys wanted autonomy over your bodies, like abortion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now she's punishing a young girl who actually had the fucking baby.
Yeah, see, it sort of seems...
It made no sense to me.
Yeah, it seems like, if the argument is that women want reproductive rights so badly, they have to take responsibility for the babies that they bring into the world. So they're basically, the argument is prosecuting her because she didn't get an abortion.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like a great pro-life slogan.
It doesn't. And also...
That'll teach you for listening to the Pope, Thaddeus.
That's right. And he was there too. He was there too.
Abby is such an anti-feminist, she doesn't realize she's getting played by her bosses.
100%
Literally. And something that kind of stuck out to me is, I want to know what you thought about this. Did you think that they got married just because she got pregnant? Because it felt like a shotgun wedding thing because Jimmy's so close to his faith and so all the other stuff. Because there's no reason why she would have been like, you know what? Let's go to the clinic, do what we need to do, and we go our separate ways. Like, it felt like a match made in hell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, good point.
He sucked. They didn't even like each other a little. And she had a mouth.
She had a mouth. She totally had a mouth. So we see at voir dire that Carmichael asks Mrs. Chazen if she will remember what it was like to be a mother when she's on the jury.
Mrs. Chazen, can I have your promise that you will remember your experience as a parent when you consider whether or not this could have been an accident?
Yes.
Then defense attorney Tyrell shows Mrs. Chazen autopsy photo and asks if she will remember those.
We want you to remember too, Mrs. Chazen. We want you to remember that first night when you brought your baby home. Were you nervous?
Very.
And I got to say, stop picking on poor Mrs. Chazen. There are 11 other people there you can fuck with.
She's the proxy juror. She's the juror for all of them.
Yeah. Well, how about this, Mrs. Chazen?
And, Abby's a very good lawyer in this episode, and so is this woman. I think poisoning the jury is a questionable tactic, but that she wanted the bench trial because she knew that the judge was likely to be lenient.
Right.
Yeah.
Did not bear out that way, however.
Did not bear out that way, no.
Can we talk about the acting abilities of the young actor playing the mother in this episode when she's giving testimony on the stand?
Jimmy was so angry. He told me he never wanted to see me again. He slapped me. Then he said that we had to get rid of him. Rid of Kyle.
It is wild. It is like the fact that they went with that read. Can you imagine what the other takes were like in that scene? Can you even imagine? It was like, I feel like I can maybe remember when my baby was hungry. It was legit the worst. And I've seen Serena Sutherland episodes on this show.
Is this because I'm a lesbian?
Right.
I was like, who did she beat out for this role? Because it felt like she was, like you said, it looked like she was reading off of the paper on her lap.
Yes.
And I couldn't feel everybody else had better emotion than she did. But I was like, I need to feel it. I don't believe it.
How bad do you feel for the people who didn't get the part? I feel so bad because they then had to watch this episode.
Yeah.
If you auditioned for this episode, you are going to watch the episode where you didn't book it.
Sure.
And that's what you see.
And you're like,
can you fucking imagine?
I could have been the wife of Michael from the Blair Witch Project.
I could have been the one with the mouth.
Jane Krakowski was watching it. She's like, that could have been me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, like a young Sandra Bullock or whatever could have been that part. Nope.
Too busy that week, I guess. So on the stand, Jimmy tells the story of how Kyle died.
I came home one night, and I didn't hear anything, not crying or anything.
And where was Amy?
She was sitting on the couch, smoking a cigarette.
What did you do?
I asked her if Kyle was asleep. She didn't answer, so I went inside to look.
And I feel like the writers knew that they painted themselves in a corner here with all that blood in the apartment in the beginning.
Yes.
Right, because it has to be enough for the cops to come and get the episode going. And, but their explanations for why Amy is suddenly a hemophiliac seems kind of a stretch, right?
Yes.
He says he slapped her, and then she said she did something else. And not that you want clarity in how a woman bled that much at the hands of her husband, but it seemed a little bit...
Kevin,
what?
You should know better.
Oh.
A month ago, I cut my pinky.
Okay.
And it literally spurted blood. We went to the urgent care, and they had those little pads. I soaked through 3 of them. It was the bloodiest shit I've ever seen in my life. You should know better. Hands bleed.
Well, so you're saying that Amy tried to cut a bagel with a new serrated edge knife, and that's what she did?
Mirror.
Because that's what happened to you.
It's true.
Was it a deep puncture?
It was like a little slice. I almost sliced off the tip. It bled unbelievably. You should know better, Kevin.
I should know
better. You
are
a witness.
That's right. And now that hospital's coming looking for us. The thousands of dollars we owe them.
It's the same clerk.
So on cross-examination, the attorney asks Jimmy, hey, there was a bottle of formula there. Why didn't you feed him? Good point.
Because I'm not a lady. That's a lady's work.
That is, he said, I couldn't do that. I have a thing. It's called a penis.
I was too busy scratching myself and watching pro wrestling.
He's like, I don't have a mouth. The people with mouths have to do that.
That's right.
Exactly.
You got a mouth? That's right. He says, I was too busy not doing the laundry.
I was too busy smoking with my mom.
Yeah.
Did you know 39% of teen drivers admit to texting while driving? Even scarier, those who text are more likely to speed and run red lights. Shockingly, 94% know it's dangerous, but do it anyway. As a parent, you can't always be in the car, but you can stay connected to their safety with Greenlight Infinity's driving reports. Monitor their driving habits, see if they're using their phone, speeding, and more. These reports provide real data for meaningful conversations about safety. Plus, with weekly updates, you can track their progress over time. Help keep your teens safe. Sign up for Greenlight Infinity at greenlight.com/podcast.
You know how everything's a subscription now? Music, movies, even socks. I swear if I...
To continue this ad, please upgrade to Premium Plus Platinum.
What? No. Anyway, Blue Apron...
This is a pay-per-listen ad. Please confirm your billing.
Oh, that's annoying. At least with the new Blue Apron, there's no subscription needed. Get delicious meals delivered without the weekly plan.
Wait, no subscription?
Keep the flavor. Ditch the subscription. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Why have I asked my electrician I found on Angie.com to bury my pet hamster? I was so moved by how carefully he buried my electrical wires, I knew I could trust him to bury my sweet nibbles after his untimely end.
This is very strange.
Angie, the one you trust to find the ones you trust. Find pros for all your home projects at Angie.com.
All right, let's take a look at the real-life story that inspired this episode. It's time for Rip from the Headlines.
Sure, this will be uplifting.
Yeah.
You think you know who did it. You think you know who did it, but you don't know who did it. You don't know who did it. Rip from the headlines.
This episode takes some inspiration from the 1999 case of Tabitha Walrond. Tyler Walrond weighed 7 pounds, 15 ounces when he was born in June 1997. His 19-year-old mother had tried to enroll him in Medicaid, but was rejected because of a computer error. The young mother thought she was breastfeeding her child, but Tyler wasn't getting enough milk. Doctors failed to tell Tabitha previous breast reduction surgery could make lactation difficult. When she brought the baby to a nonprofit health clinic, she was turned away and told to come back when his Social Security card arrived. By the time Tyler died of malnutrition 2 months later, he was barely 5 pounds. Bronx prosecutors charged her with second-degree murder. They said she let Tyler starve to get revenge on the baby's father. When Tabitha was at her 6-month checkup, he announced he was leaving her for another woman who was also pregnant. The defense attorneys say mother and child were both victims of a complicated healthcare system awash in red tape. More than 900 letters flooded the court from supporters around the world. The jury acquitted her of the most serious charge, but found her guilty of criminally negligent homicide. Prosecutors argued for jail time. Instead, the judge sentenced Tabitha Waldron to 5 years probation.
Oh, thank God. It didn't end the way I thought it was going to end. Although I'm sure she's did not have a great life after that.
So after this story hit the news, there was no outcry about healthcare reform or greater access for low-income people, but there was plenty of coded language about a young black mother letting her baby die.
Oh
I'm guessing they all missed the point.
100% missed the point.
Like,
that is a horrible story. Yeah.
But she didn't even know. Like, if you, again, going back to the lactation consultant, like, she didn't know she wasn't really giving her child everything that they needed.
Right.
And you don't really know unless you have that support system. And if there's red tape, my mind is just blown. Like, this is insane.
By the way, I'll point out that the prosecutors used as evidence against her that she wanted to kill her baby. It was that her boyfriend broke the news. He was dumping her for another pregnant woman in the waiting room of their 6-month appointment, right? I mean, if anyone's going to get killed, it should have been this guy, right? Easily. But this distraught teenage mother then went in to see the doctor, and she asked then if it was too late to get an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was used as evidence against her?
That statement was used against her as
these
proof
people.
that she wanted to kill the baby.
Fuck these people.
This is New York. This is not Texas.
Yeah, fuck these people.
She's a teenager. Like, she doesn't know.
Her thought process was, I'm going to be alone. If I had known I was going to be alone, I wouldn't have had this baby.
Mm-hmm.
Very fucking normal thought process.
Absolutely.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Absolutely.
These people. I hate it when prosecutors come up with a theory of the crime that they just think a jury will think is sexy, and that's the one that they go with, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. Sometimes people just kill each other because they're mad. It doesn't have to be because they have some sort of like, I saw him do this thing 12 years ago, and she's been angry about it ever since. They always, especially with women, there always has to be a complicated, convoluted plot, you know?
Isn't that something?
It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, there is. They had like medical experts come and testify that. I mean, obviously the baby, Tyler, was getting smaller, but felt longer. And they said it's very hard for, in some cases, a mother to be able to see it. They're always with the baby, can't tell the difference. If you see the baby once a week, you're like, you notice the change.
Right.
She was suckling. She just had no idea the baby wasn't getting enough milk.
Right.
And all those other things.
And how old was she?
I think she was 18 at the time.
It's not like she was seeing a whole lot of other babies to compare her baby to. She's never had one before.
And there was an interesting twist that when she was younger, she had medically necessary breast reduction surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
And so nobody told her, she said nobody told her like what that could mean for lactation. That it could be a problem.
Can you imagine being the healthcare worker who says, bring your starving baby back when he has a social security card?
How heartless.
Oh, you think that's the only time that's happened?
No.
Thaddeus, buckle up. A year before Tabitha was charged, Tatiana Cheeks was in the same situation. She was turned away from a clinic because she didn't have her Medicaid card for her infant. By the way, if you're a mother on Medicaid, when your baby's born, they're automatically born into Medicaid. But I digress. Nor could she pay the $25 for the clinic appointment.
Jesus Christ.
So she was turned away. She didn't realize her daughter was dying of malnutrition. The Brooklyn DA charged her with negligent homicide, but later dropped the charges after public outcry.
Yeah.
Then in 2011, Tatiana sued the city and won $2 million
for
false
Tatiana.
arrest and malicious prosecution. That award was overturned and a new trial was ordered, but there has been no public filing in the case since 2015. So I think we can assume that there was a confidential settlement of some kind.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't want to shit on anyone's life choices. Many mothers have strong feelings about breastfeeding. Many find it incredibly powerful and bonding. And generally speaking, breast milk is considered the best food for infants. And it's also literally why we're called mammals. But look, it's not for everyone. It's not for every mother. It's not for every baby. And any mother should be allowed to make that choice. And so, I mean, there are some who are like under no circumstances use formula, and there's some who, are made to feel ashamed of whichever choice they make. I'm just saying, please don't at me. I respect, for someone whose nipples don't actually work, I respect whatever choice you make or you've made in the past. But just so we can have this discussion, all right? Let's talk about Chicago Hope for a second. Remember the TV show Chicago Hope?
Uh-huh.
They did an episode in which a baby dies at the hospital after insufficient breast milk. Now, the fictional parents accused the hospital for its policy of discouraging formula feeding, even if it's medically necessary. So they sue the hospital, and then the hospital changes their policies. Now, this episode was sponsored by Pharma, the industry association that represents formula makers. They said they wanted to educate the public about the dangers of breastfeeding.
No.
And I just feel like we're through the fucking looking glass with the two sides of this, between the lactation specialists and the formula people. All right, Rebecca, I'm going to let you go first.
Breastfeeding is
Thaddeus and I are taking our penises. We're going over here.
Breastfeeding is not dangerous. But it is literally impossible for some people, or so hard that it makes the new motherhood experience a fucking nightmare, which is what happened to me, okay? So technically, if I had, quote, kept at it, could I have done it? Maybe. With the first 2 months of my baby's life, and I be miserable and want to die the first 2 months of my baby's life? Probably, right? But I had one of these nurses, the first time I had a kid, she was relentless. She was relentless.
Yeah.
And she was like taping tubes to my body and doing all this stuff. And she's like, trick the baby into thinking it's drinking from you by pumping and then putting it through this little tube. And this was my whole fucking life, right?
Oh my God.
So this is and I'm lucky, right? I am white. I could afford like decent health care. So I was like being treated like better than a lot of people are treated in the medical system. But you are so unbelievably vulnerable after you have, especially your first baby. You feel like after you give birth, you feel like it should have been on TV. Like it's the biggest thing that's ever happened to anybody in the world. It's a traumatic, big experience. And the fact that they treat women this way, or I think they still do some places and they don't other places, and they say there's no alternative, you should never do this, your kid's going to be stupid, your kid's going to have all these sort of learning issues, your kid's not going to have a leg up on life. If you can do it, great. If you can't do it, feed your fucking baby. That is the end of my rant about this. This issue makes me so fired up. So fired up.
Thaddeus, formula is actually very expensive.
So expensive.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's great if you can breastfeed. And it's probably, I think we can agree that, like, generally speaking, it's probably the best for babies if you can do that, if it's, but there are cases where they can't digest it or they can't do it. And formula is absolutely fine, but it is goddamn expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah. Because
they keep it in a locked case at the store.
They do. And some people need it because they're not able to, they want to make sure that their kids are fed. And that is the end all be all. Make sure the kids get fed, because if they're here, make sure they have access to the food, be it breast milk, formula, whatever, but make sure they have it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll point out that, like you say, some breastfeeding advocates unfairly shame mothers who use formula for whatever reason. But there are, a metric ton of studies about the long-term benefits of breastfeeding. I mean, again, I think, as you say, Rebecca, if you're talking about the person that was your lactation specialist that was maybe overzealous in trying to sell you, there are a whole bunch of studies that people try to point to about the long-term benefits of breastfeeding, and there's a lot of correlation, but not a lot of proven causation. But people still keep throwing it out there. There are correlations between breastfeeding children and lower developmental delays, obesity, and general health outcomes. So they claim there are parallels to kids getting better grades, making friends in school, and higher college graduation rates and better emotional regulations. But in many of these studies, if you start to adjust for family income and sibling comparison, statistically they flatten out.
That's right. Because poor people can't breastfeed all the time because they have to go to fucking work.
Yes.
And they can't. And then they don't have time off. They don't have maternity leave from their jobs, or they have to go back to work, and they literally can't do it.
I think maybe that is like if a kid who's able to graduate from high school, it might have more to do with sort of the support they get at home and their opportunities versus what they ate when they were
2 months old,
a month old or something like that.
Some would say nurture and pouring into a child and supporting them and making sure that they have the best support system at home and out in the world would, set them up for success more than whether or not they were fed from the breast of the bottle when they were like a newborn.
Right.
Yeah. There are studies that go long-term, into adulthood and try to, again, make parallels here. Studies have found there are correlations among adults who were breastfed as babies as having higher incomes, higher IQ, lower blood pressure, fewer criminal convictions, and an elevated proficiency in motorboating.
Oh.
Kevin!
That's going to do it for us.
Kevin!
We want to
Which
thank our
one?
guest, Thaddeus Danquah.
Oh, Kevin!
Thaddeus, where can our listeners follow you online?
They can follow me on all socials at Thaddeus Danquah, THADDEUS DANQUAH, or you can follow my podcast, Happy Media Pod on Instagram, and they can submit their media of the moment, whatever they're watching, to happymediapod@gmail.com. Thank y'all for having me. This was a depressingly fun episode, though.
It was a horrible episode, and we were so glad you could share it with us. Rebecca Lavoie, how can our listeners follow you?
TakeKevinOffMyHands.com.
And be sure to follow us and like us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, and Blue Sky. Our newsreader was Cy Frater. Our theme music was composed and performed by Uncanny Valleys. Content assistance from Travis Roy. Lily Flynn handles promotions. All clips in this podcast were used in compliance with U.S. Copyright Act fair use exemption for criticism and commentary. Go to lawandorderpodcast.com and sign up for our newsletter for a chance to be our next Law & Order Marathon winner. These Are Their Stories was recorded in Studio C and is a production of Partners in Crime Media.
Partners in Crime Media.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Sign up for Greenlight today at greenlight.com/podcast.
Why have I asked my HVAC guy I found on Angie.com to change my grandpa's trachea tube? Because I was so amazed by how quickly he replaced our air ducts. I knew I could trust him to change Pop-Pop's tube while I was on vacation.
Make it quick, young man.
Aw, see? Pop-Pop trusts you.
I think we should call a doctor.
Connecting homeowners with skilled pros for over 30 years. Angie, the one you trust to find the ones you trust. Find pros for all your home projects at Angie.com.